I just wanted to know your takeaways of this. We've talked about Ric Flair on on this show and talked about kind of his behaviors and his patterns, and just wanted to know your take on it.
I was really sad watching the video. Um, because like this man is a legend, an icon to this day. People always reference The Rock, Stone Cold, him with like his lines and just his persona. People idolize trying to be like a Ric Flair. And like we talked on the show previously about how he's became a shell of his former self, that he quite literally let the gimmick get to his head.
Yeah.
And yes, there was a lot of entitlement in the video, but then when you were really like listening in, he like wasn't even making sense. They think they said he had 2 beers and 2 mixed drinks and he was swearing up and down he's not drunk or whatnot. It almost was just giving me like as if he it felt like he felt the need between him, like, calling I think it was the manager of the restaurant a bunch of foul names,
Yeah.
and then trying to just be like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna give her $1,000 tip to be like, F you," or whatnot. It just, like, seems as if, like, he's at this point where he's sad that he's past his prime.
Yeah.
He'll never be able to be young again. He'll never be able to be able to chase the amount of like attention and fame and all that where he was coming from. And he was power hungry in that moment. He wanted a moment, is what
Yeah.
it felt like. I didn't appreciate him saying that, "Oh, well, like go check social media, like you're gonna be done." And that's just like the guy was just like, "I'm not even on social media."
Right.
He was like looking at him like a psychopath. Like, look at your big behind age, and you're concerned about what social media is going to do, as if like they're gonna get canceled. And I didn't even know what they did in the video. I was still trying to figure
Right.
that out. All I know is that there's just this angry man just raising his fist, and it was to the point that to Ric Flair's right hand side there was a guy willing to defend the restaurant people and take it outside. It was just sad. It was really sad. And I mean, I don't even like Ric Flair as a human being at this point, but it just it's almost like, damn, bro, like you need help. There's
Yeah.
something that like you're fighting with regular people that aren't doing anything to you. And you're trying to use your enforcement of that. I'm famous, my family this, I'm a star that. Like you're washed up. That's just what it is. You're very much washed up and it gets to you.
Mm.
And I just hate to see him go out like that. You know? I mean,
Yeah.
he already has been going out sad for a bit. Um between him being exposed during the pandemic and then him having these last matches where he just needs to just pack it up already, bro.
Right.
Like I would like to see him in a place where similar to other legends, he's just enjoying his life and he's at peace just being himself, not the stage Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Um, so that's just what I gotta say. It's just a sad psych case. It's the best way to put it. But what do you feel like?
So I feel like it sucks. Um, I feel like anybody can like watch the video for themselves and see what's going on. So I'm not even gonna analyze the video, but I think for me, like you said, like when he was just like, "Oh, you better not go on social media. You're done." Like I still can't believe that people aren't realizing that like social media isn't real life, and like it's not real life, and real life is real life. And so, but the fact that that was like the go-to like jab, like, yo, if you go on social media, you're gonna be done for. Like that's it goes to show you how seriously people take the medium, even though it's not real life. Don't get me wrong, there's things you can put on there that can reap real life consequences, but it's not the end all be all of your life. But for some people it is. Um like you said, Rick is somebody who was the gimmick. I feel like sometimes the gimmick influences the man. In this case, the man influences the gimmick, and his identity was so conflated with his profession that it feels like he doesn't know how to live without it, which is the reason why this man has had like 20 last matches in the past 20 years. And it's annoying, it's horrible, but it's something that can happen to any human being, right? I don't want to make this a Ric Flair issue because I feel like once we make it an issue about a certain person, we forget that that can be any human being, right?
Yeah.
Like anybody can be in a position where they're so closely related with their profession that that's who they are. And aside and apart from it, they don't know who they are. So I'm really just like empathetic towards him more than anything, and sympathetic towards him. And I have pity for him because that's never a comfortable position for somebody to be in, especially when you take into account the, in and out of marriages, multiple kids, had a kid that passed away. Like that's another thing that we don't even consider. Um, so I have more
Yeah.
pity for him than anything because it's just like that. It just seems like he is navigating a lot, and his career was how he navigated certain things that he can't navigate anymore successfully. Like he didn't have to think so much about, maybe his son passing away or certain failed relationships because he's wrestling. He has a match. He has to book a match. He has to wrestle here. He has to wrestle there. He has to sign autographs. When those things begin to slow down, you start to spend more time with yourself. And now all these things that you were trying to run from, you have to confront. And if you never learn how to confront those things, it can lead to you projecting a lot of unhealthy behavior. So I send all my love to him, man. And I just really hope he gets the help that he deserves. But want to know how everybody feels about this, about the Ric Flair video. Let us know in the comments below. But we're moving on.